One of the questions I get most commonly asked is it possible to manifest winning the lottery? Now, as tapping is my favourite manifestation tool, I couldn't help but smile when I was asked the question, Mel, can we tap on winning the lottery? So that's exactly what we're doing in this episode of Tapping with Mel. We are tapping with Inga because her request was, can we tap on winning the lottery? Now, as this episode progresses, there's a little plot twist. So tune in, watch, tap along with us. And I would love to know, what is the aha for you after this episode of Tapping with Mel? And the topic today is tapping to win the lottery. Good afternoon, it's Mel here for another Wednesday episode of Tapping with Mel. Hope you're all doing well. Tapping with Mel is a weekly show where my guest and I are going to tap on different topics every week. Hello, Inga, good afternoon. So I was just explaining quickly that Tapping with Mel is a weekly show where I invite members of the Tapping Into Your Big Vision members community, of which you are one. Yeah, you remember. You also, there's a bit of feedback. I'm not sure that's me. Can everyone else? Yes, so every week we tap on a different topic, and we've had some really different topics so far. We've had, last week we were tapping with Erica on menopause symptoms. A few weeks ago we were tapping with Lisa on long COVID symptoms. We also had a tapping session with Karen on consistent income. And I put out a request to all my members. So if you're watching and you haven't applied yet, please do get those applications in. And when I saw Inga's request, it made me laugh. And I thought, this is going to be a really fun episode. So Inga, what do you want to tap on today?
How to win a lottery. And you probably heard here in UK, a couple recently won 184 millions. And my first reaction was, they took my money. It was meant for me.
Oh, that's so funny. It's funny. I'd love to just talk about the lottery win generally. Now, the first thing I want to ask you, Inga, is we've all won the lottery. We've all won the odd pound or two or three. Let's be specific here. How much do you want to win the lottery?
Every time it's a different answer. You know, they have one lottery is 10,000 pounds a month for 30 days.
30 years.
I think for 30 years, yeah, for 30 years. I think it's ideal situation because it's not too much. You can cope, and it gives you lovely cushion, and you can kind of plan in advance, like for 30 years. So this would be ideal situation, 10,000 pounds. Whereas like 1 million, well, 184, it's good as well. So I recently learned the unexpected wealth syndrome. It's a thing apparently, and it's an interesting symptom to have, so to speak. But so 10k a month, or I would say 10 millions is sweet spot. 2 million, okay. So yeah.
Okay, so you've sent out just now about 4 different messages to the universe. So that's the first thing that I would pick you up on, because when that big jackpot came up recently, I bought a ticket, and I was actually talking to my partner, and we were talking about, you know, the lottery winner. We have a joke each week, said, oh, somebody's won the lottery, it's me. And if it's not me, like, no, it's not me, I hope it's you. And we have a little joke about it. But I have to check in with myself, because I honestly come to the conclusion that if I won 184 million pounds, it's kind of almost like taking away all my motivation to do good. But actually, I'd say no. Actually, I'm going to take that back. It's almost like, because we have our own businesses, and we do our stuff, and we love what we do, don't we?
Yes, I have to say I have overcame this symptom in terms of the belief that I would stop doing good if I had a lot of money, or I would stop doing my business. I have thought about it, and I think I'm past that. I know, okay, for maybe a month I will do nothing, of course, to get it out of my system, but then I will come back. While I was thinking about this topic today as well, I had so many ideas what I can do with this money.
That was my next question for you. So let's just pick a figure. Let's say it's 10 million pounds. Okay. Inga wins 10 million pounds on lottery. What would you do? What would your lifestyle look like? I want you to start to paint a picture for me.
And what I've noticed, it feels like the fear came in. I don't know, like it feels a lot of responsibility suddenly to operate with this amount of money. My second thought was, is it enough for what I came up with the idea? Because I will tell you my ultimate goal.
Yes.
Is to have a center. It's like a members house, but physical members house for healers, intuitive entrepreneurs to come together, to have a space where they can, so it would be video studio where they come in, record their videos, everything, all the software, everything is available for them. They just need to come in and do the thing. Like, they have no excuse not to be visible. And then some meditation classes that they can use to do their workshops. It's like a center with almost like a 5D effect. So when you do meditation, you are transported somewhere, as if you are in India, for instance. You have this feeling immersion into that environment, and it requires a lot of money to build it out, I guess. So then 10 millions wouldn't be enough for that. And so this is my ultimate dream when I'm like ridiculously rich, like 884 millions would do for that, basically.
Yeah. Well, I think that's an amazing vision to have. And the passion, the detail that you put into that just now, it sounded so believable. The question I want to ask you is, what feels more believable, to create a center like that or to win the lottery?
And for me, it was always the same in terms, it would require a lot of cash, and the thinking behind it, a lot of cash I would get only by winning the lottery. So for me, it's parallel.
That's a massive limitation that you've put on that dream.
True, yeah.
I want to give a little example from my own life, and you know this story. So back in 2015, my daughter's vision was to go to Disneyland, and as her mum, I felt that responsibility on me to make the money, to pay for a trip, to book the trip for the family. And I thought that was going to cost me the best part of £10,000, which I didn't have. But she really wanted this. So I said to her, as I always do, which Inga, I'm going to encourage you to do after this, make a vision board. So I told her to make a vision board of the trip in all its detail. And I've shown it many times, but those of you who are new to me or just stumbled upon this is my daughter's vision board that she made when she was 8 years old back in 2015. And it was Florida. She wanted to go to the Harry Potter studios. She wanted to swim with dolphins. She wanted to go on all the roller coaster rides. God, it's a bit disheveled now. There's the Disney park map there. and on the back she stuck a picture of Mickey and Minnie. And we spent a whole afternoon together making that. But to be honest, that was really her handiwork. Because in my rational adult mind, the only way that trip could come was through me making the money in my business. And of course, you know the story, but just to recap for those who don't know, I ended up getting a phone call from Disney head office a few months later to tell me that I'd won an all expenses trip to Florida with park passes, accommodation. And yeah, so we made that vision board in March, and the following January, I got a phone call to tell me that I'd won the trip. So what we wanted came without me having to work for the money. It literally just came to me. So this is why I kind of almost want you to leapfrog the belief of the lottery. And don't worry, we're still going to tap on the lottery win, Inga.
No, the thing is, it may be problematic. You just removed the dream of winning the lottery, because what I realized that me wanting to win the lottery was avoiding to dream about things that I want to have. Because the thinking process was, I win the lottery and then I can start implementing my dreams. Then I can start thinking about what I can do. So because if we take this center idea, right, I don't need to think about it because I haven't won the lottery yet. So it kind of takes away responsibility from making the dream come true.
Mm-hmm.
It's still like it's still, I want to win the lottery just for the sake of, you know, manifesting muscle, right? But you made me realize that I didn't know before that it was avoidance mechanism.
Sorry, I think Pavan just wrote, I still want to win the lottery. Can you tap with me?
No, that's fine. I want to win the lottery, but for me, understanding the main issue, it brings the solution straight away. So for me, this conversation was so valuable, even without tapping.
We haven't finished.
I know, but this I never thought about this aspect.
Well,
so, yeah.
Great. So that's a mini breakthrough, because that's great.
Yes.
And I want everyone else watching this right now who's perhaps been intrigued by the title of this broadcast is, you know, what would you do if you had all the money in the world? What are the experiences you want to have? So, for example, I kind of thought in my mind that, you know, if I had, you know, endless resources of money, I'd just love to go to the south of France. I'd love to go on a super yacht and, you know, go hang out in Monaco.
I would move to Grove Hotel.
Pardon?
I would move into Grove Hotel in a heartbeat if I had like endless amount of money.
Yeah. So, you would actually live there, or you just have an extended stay there?
Oh, extended stay. Like I would have my room, which I would book like for certain, like I would spend weekends there.
Okay, wonderful. I want you to put that on your vision board as well.
I will, yes.
So I want everyone to think in terms of, if you had all the money in the world, what are the experiences that your heart and soul truly desire right now? And this is, I think, is the fun part of manifesting, because when we think about winning the lottery, and it may well be that the universe says to you, right, in order for us to make that happen really quickly, a lottery win is what's needed here. So, yeah, and I talk about the 4 pillars of the big vision, because this is what our dream health goals look like. This is what our dream relationship goals look like, our dream environment goals. So you've ticked your environments there, the center and the living at the Grove for extended weekends. And, you know, so we've got environment, health, relationships, of course, abundance is what we're talking about here. But because money on its own is just a bit pointless, it's just, you know, physical stuff, but it's what we can exchange that money for, you know. So another exercise is, you know, what does your ideal day look like when you had all the money in the world. And, you know, because money, what is money? You know, if you can think about just one word, if you close your eyes and just think about, you know, endless money, a lottery win, what is the feeling that that brings up for you?
Content, satisfied with life. It's peace, and it's as if I have an invitation to create. Like all the basic needs are covered, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to go into problem solving mode.
Mm-hmm.
I can create, you know, like what
Mm-hmm.
would be lovely to
Mm-hmm.
do today,
Yeah,
kind of being in that creative mode.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, what would your ideal day look like? How would you be living your life?
Well, waking up in Grow Hotel, ordering breakfast, going for a walk, or um, just deciding, okay, weather looks good. It would be great to travel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, not France. I'm not Portugal. I would probably, I would move to Portugal. Oh my God.
You move on.
So
Okay. We're
yes.
building up a nice picture here. So a lot of it's centered around environments, which is lovely.
Mm.
Um, okay, so you know, and I just want to ask in terms of believability, how realistic and believable does extended stays at the Grove and possibly even moving to Portugal feel to you?
Not so sure about Grow Hotel, but Portugal can be as an option, because at some point it wasn't believable that I will move to London, or it seemed like almost impossible goal.
Yeah.
So Portugal feels believable.
Okay, but a weekend at the Grove doesn't?
Um, I think it's more tangible. I don't know why, but Grow Hotel feels less believable than Portugal, funnily enough.
That's really strange when, I don't know, a weekend at the Grove would probably cost about, I don't know,
It
£100,000.
it would cost probably less, but I don't know, maybe because when I wanted to move to London, I moved. And this is what I believe when I have this dream, in terms when I know what I want, I'm supported, the universe shows the way. I don't know why I'm so certain if I decide that Portugal is calling, I will be given all the support and I will go there.
Mm-hmm.
um, Grow Hotel maybe feels I can live without Grow Hotel weekends, but yeah, I don't know why it feels less believable than Portugal.
Okay, all right then. So if everyone else watching at the moment, I want, these questions I've asked Inga, I want you to sit with these questions yourself. What, what experiences would you have? What would you be doing? Where would you go? Dream home. Where would you be living? Let's talk about that for a minute. So you talk about Portugal, yeah?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me about where you'd be living in Portugal.
I I forgot suddenly that place where I visited once, Algarve.
Yeah, yeah.
And so yes, and it would be two-story, like a villa with
Mm-hmm,
swimming pool and pine
mm-hmm,
trees, and
mm-hmm,
not very far from the ocean.
mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that would be lovely. Yeah.
Okay, great. So you've got a really detailed picture there. So that's, I think when we start to do exercises like this, it's really important to put detail into the vision. Um, really this all engage all your senses and
Mm.
you know, what would you see, what would you hear, what would you smell, taste, touch, and obviously we've talked about work as well. Would you still be doing what you're doing right now?
Yes, but I would definitely employ the team. I think for me, it's important that I can see my creation in terms, at some point it was nothing, and this is what I've created. So I would still run membership. I would run my website. I would develop my traveling website. At the moment, it's just me, and that's why it's not enough time. So I would outsource a lot of stuff.
Okay, so that's a great vision to have as well. Something else to put on your vision board.
Yes, and it's, it's again, I'm thinking now, so I'm putting off making my dreams come true.
Why?
Waiting when I have money, then I will start dreaming, almost like that. I haven't dreamt in details, even though I know those details, but I don't refresh them in my memory.
Yeah.
Like I have thought about it, I've written out everything. I kind of know what I want to, what I will be doing, right? I even now investigated what steps are required after you win a large sum of money, right? I am ready. And I read that when you win the lottery, people from the lottery fund, they come to visit you. I can see how, I think that guy's name is Alan, who is responsible for that. I can see how we are drinking tea. So I can imagine all of this. They visit you where you're living to
So you've done
discuss
your
all your.
research. I love it.
I've done my research. But what I've realized, I'm not doing it. I'm not rehearsing it every day. And I know that this is the way forward, how it will come true.
Okay, now I want to stick a little fly in the ointment, okay? And I'm asking the same question to everyone else as well. What are the downsides of winning the lottery?
Security, then you will start guessing whether somebody is asking you out on a date because of you or because you come with a package of money. So, yeah, I used to have a fear that it's dangerous, for your life. But I worked through it. Was from past lives and ancestral something. I healed that fear. It's not
Right.
dangerous anymore. So
Okay.
yeah. So for me, I would guess whether people are interested because of me or because I have money.
Excuse me. Sneeze
Bless
there.
you.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, what's the word? Yeah, that's a valid thought. Any other downsides that you can think of? And again, I want everyone else to think of this. So downsides could be, fear of being kidnapped. What else?
Yes. So I think
People coming out
it
with,
creates
yeah.
additional problems. Even let's say I decide I'm not telling anyone about it, right? But it still creates additional problems. So another one from my research is that when you put money in your bank, you have they guarantee like 187,000 pounds guaranteed in terms of that your money is safe. Let's say if the bank goes bust or anything, you have a certain amount of money guaranteed. It's protected. Whereas, when you have millions and millions, you need to start thinking, okay, I don't put it in one bank. There is another bank for a large sum of money, not your high street banks. I didn't know that. Now I know. I kind of educating myself, preparing. But while it's kind of pleasant troubles, it's still it creates more things to think about.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. And I think these are all the things that we need to explore when it comes to manifesting anything that we want. What are the downsides to having what we want? And, so this is kind of a little manifesting, tip anyway, that, yeah, we write out what we want, but then just to check in with ourselves, because these could be subconscious blocks as to why we, block what we want. And I know for me, 184 million, it would feel that, and yes, and actually I've asked myself the question, what would I do if I had endless money? I would probably just create tapping videos all day long. I'd have an amazing custom studio. I'd come to your place, Inga, and yeah, I would just create tapping videos for YouTube all day long, and I would continue with my membership, and I'd write books. That's what I would do, because I love doing what I do.
You know, I've just realized there are people who have endless amount of money and they flourish. Like, it's not that they all suffer or they have problems. Yeah, it just occurs that, okay, I will be able to deal with that.
Yeah. So yeah, lots of things to think about and journal upon. So let's get tapping in a minute. So anyone who's just joined, we are tapping, and this is a fun topic today on is it possible to win the lottery with tapping? Now I do a lot of kind of abundance money tapping videos, because money is such an emotive topic, and when we don't have enough of it, we feel worried, fearful, you know, knots in our stomach, sleepless nights, etc. But when we have lots of it, you know, it gives us a feeling, Inga said, of peace, of security, of safety. And for me, it kind of also represents freedom and choices as well. So yeah, just think about the things that money represents. So one final exercise that I would like, you know, encourage everyone to do, and this is something I've done with my members community, is actually inspired by Steve Harvey. He's got a YouTube video, I think it's called the 300 list. And I'll be honest, and I know some of the members are watching now, all you have to do is get a special journal and just write out 300 things that you want on it, experiences that you want to have, you know, cars, you know, material objects, the lot, you know, 300 things that you really, really desire, and you revisit this list every day, and then things are going to come, then you cross them off and you keep adding to the list. Now, I revisited my list actually a couple of days ago, and I realized I'd actually only written 170 items on the list, because I keep adding to it, because I kind of run out of things. Then I look back, oh God, I've duplicated stuff here. But I was going through it and I thought, oh yeah, tick, 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 I've ticked that off. But I still haven't managed to get 300 yet. But I encourage you all, go and check out the video. So just search Steve Harvey 300 list and put aside a special journal of all the things that you want, all the things that you'd have if money was no object, because that's what we want money for, isn't it? To exchange for these experiences and these things. So start writing out your wish list to the universe now, and it's a fun exercise. And if you can get to 300, that's brilliant. But I haven't been able to so far yet. So have you done that exercise before, Inga?
I did, but I wrote, didn't get to 300. I wrote it in general journal. And now while you were talking, I thought, oh, great. It's permission to buy another notebook to dedicate specifically for it. And while you were talking about, I think what I would love to have, endless amount of money, I would have a shop, physical shop. And this is basically, it's my daughter's dream to sell crystals. So it would be, oh my God, I forgot. We were talking with her about the dream, but I put it, you know, once mentioned and forgotten. It would be crystal shop and coffee shop. So you come into the shop, you browse crystals, you have your coffee, and you're surrounded with this piece. Oh my God, I want that coffee shop.
And staff to run the coffee shop.
Of course, yeah, no. I will be sitting and drinking coffee.
And I'll come and join you. I'll come and join you.
Yes. You know, I don't know. It made me so emotional. This is it. This is what I want. Forget about the center. No, center as well. But coffee shop, crystals, and oh my God, this is what I want. Yes.
So I hope everyone watching here can see that although this is a conversation about tapping to win the lottery, and yes, the tapping is going to come, don't worry, we're still tapping, that before we can even go there, we kind of have to start thinking, well, what do we want the lottery for? What experiences do we want to have? What do we desire to have? And because we want going to start activating that part of our brain, you know, that's going to send these signals out to the universe. And I think when we get clear on what we want, we are then going to be inspired to take the action steps towards it. So I want you to think in terms of having, you know, a profitable shop, you know, a shop that generates X amount of income, you know, certain amount of turnover each year. So yeah, just start thinking in those terms as well, that you'd love to have a shop that, you know, turns over, you know, £250,000 a year or £1 million a year or whatever.
Yeah.
Start
And
thinking.
like I want to tap on lottery, and I'm so grateful for this conversation, because again, what I've realized, my second breakthrough, you know, when you win a lottery and you have endless amount of money, you're kind of okay with not having a profitable coffee shop, right? Because, okay, it's not profitable, you still have money. But, okay, I want to win the lottery to fund the coffee shop that starts bringing more and more money itself. I think it's important to realize the true hidden agenda for winning the lottery.
Yeah, that's a good realization to have. But also I would think in terms of, you know, that you would have an award-winning coffee shop, or, you know, like having a vision for the coffee shop.
Yes.
It's a bit like, say, if your vision is to write a book, you know, anyone can write a book. But the vision for the book is that I want that book to be on the Sunday Times bestseller list and for it to sell 1 million copies. It's a different vision than just to say I want to write a book or want to be an author. So you want, I love this, because I remember one of my clients a long time ago, she wanted to publish a book. And funnily enough, she's just actually posted again recently that she has just got another 2-book deal. And actually she did a thank you dedication in the first book that was published. And I said to her, because the bigger vision was actually to have a Netflix series or turn into a movie. So the vision for the book is turn into a screenplay and then becomes a Hollywood movie or a Netflix series or something like that. So it's almost like, you know, the vision beyond the goal itself. And the coffee shop is packed full of customers every day, you know.
Oh yeah, and it's very like the most Instagrammable place. Oh my God, yes, yeah.
Okay.
And crystals, and it can be a place to do mini workshops about crystals and healing. Yes, it would be a very well-known place. It's like top. It will be on the list. Top 10 places to be visited in London.
Amazing. There we go. Right. So we've got the vision now, and we're going to allow the lottery win to be one of the channels that this becomes available to you. So, okay, right. So first I want to ask you, because I kind of almost feel like the goal is the coffee shop now, but no.
Yes, but lottery would make it quicker. Lottery would make it quicker.
So, yeah. I always believe in kind of going for the end result, because I don't want you to attach the lottery win to making the coffee shop happen, because that kind of limits all the other ways we have investors or whatever. But anyway, let's tap. So before we tap, I want to ask you right now, how believable is, okay, firstly, the lottery win, £10 million in the lottery.
It's believable, but it's irrelevant almost. You erase that desire. So the desire for coffee shop is stronger. The desire for coffee shop is stronger. You erased the need for the lottery, because this is how it works for me. The moment I have this big dream and you just given this to me, so thank you very much. Mission accomplished for 2022. But for me, it's the same. Like, I wanted to move to London. It was my big dream and it came true. The moment I have a big dream that emotionally moves me, and this was my missing piece, actually, right? So I know that it will happen, because I know that if there is emotional connection, it means that the dream wants to be realized by you.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't doubt it.
Okay. All right then. So And the
But
coffee
I
shops
want
are
to have, yeah, so basically, if we talk about the topic, it would be great to make it quicker.
okay. All right then.
Like the belief levels that it can be done quick is on the lower side. The overall that it can be done, yes, but the belief that it can be done quicker is
Okay. So again, for everyone watching, I want you to kind of imagine this was you on the hot seat and I was asking you all those questions. What is your equivalent of Inga's coffee shop? And if anyone wants to share in the comments, you know, I'd love to hear, you know, what is your, okay. All right then. So let's just tap for the lottery win. But now I really know actually the purpose of this call was to reactivate the vision of what it is you want. So, but we're going to tap for winning the lottery anyway, okay? Because that's what everyone wants to hear. So, okay. Even though I know the chances of winning the lottery are really, really slim.
I know the chances of winning lottery are really, really slim.
Something like 14 million to 1.
Something 14 million to 1.
And even though I know it's highly unlikely I'm going to win the lottery.
And even though I know it's highly unlikely that I'm going to win the lottery.
And this leaves me feeling a little bit despondent.
And it leaves me feeling a little bit despondent.
Because it feels unrealistic.
Because it feels unrealistic.
I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
I choose deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
Even though it's really unlikely I'm going to win the lottery.
Even though it's really unlikely I'm going to win the lottery.
I choose to know.
I choose to know.
That it still could be me.
It still could be me.
Because someone's got to win it.
Because someone's got to win it.
Why not me?
Why not me?
But even though I know it probably won't be me.
Even though I know it's probably won't be me.
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
And even though I know the chances are really, really low.
And even though I know the chances are really, really low.
I choose to let go of this doubt.
I choose to let go of this doubt.
Let go of this disbelief that it couldn't be me.
And letting go of this disbelief that it couldn't be me.
And I choose to deeply and completely.
And I choose deeply and completely.
Love, honor, and accept myself anyway.
Love, honor, and accept myself anyway.
The chances of winning the lottery.
The chances of winning the lottery.
Are really low.
Are really low.
And I'm not sure if it could ever happen.
And I'm not sure if it could ever happen.
But I really want it to happen.
But I really want it to happen.
I would love to win the lottery.
I would love to win the lottery.
But the reality is I'm filled with so much doubt and disbelief.
But the reality is I'm filled with so much doubt and disbelief.
And I've got other fears too.
And I've got other fears too.
About so much money coming to my life suddenly.
About so much money coming into my life suddenly.
Could I actually handle it?
Could I actually handle it?
Will people love me for me?
Would people love me for me?
Or would they love me for my money?
Or would they love me for my money?
What about people crawling out of the woodwork?
What about people crawling out of the woodwork?
Because that's a possibility too.
Because that's a possibility too.
And I choose to recognize all these secondary doubts and fears that I have.
And I choose to recognize all the secondary doubts and fears that I have.
But as I recognize them,
I
choose to clear them.
I choose to clear them.
And I choose to know.
And I choose to know.
That lots of money coming into my life.
that lots of money coming into my life
will only enhance my life in a positive way.
will only enhance my life in a positive way.
And I'm okay with that.
And I'm okay with that.
And I choose to know that it's safe for me to have lots of money.
And I choose to know that it's safe for me to have lots of money.
And I'm safe every day anyway.
And I'm safe every day anyway.
And I'm safe even when I win the lottery.
And I'm safe even when I win the lottery.
Because money can actually solve a lot of the problems.
Because money can actually solve a lot of problems.
So if there's any problems I've created in my head,
so if there are any problems that I've created in my head,
I choose to know that solutions will always be available for me.
I choose to know that solutions will be always available for me.
And I choose to tap into the belief.
And I choose to tap into the belief
that I can win the lottery.
That I can win the lottery.
And while I'm waiting for the lottery win,
and while I'm waiting for the lottery win,
I'm going to crystallize my vision.
I'm going to crystallize my vision.
I'm going to give my vision lots of detail.
I'm going to give my vision lots of detail.
And I'm going to imagine right now.
And I'm going to imagine right now
all the things I'm going to do.
All the things I'm going to do.
All the experiences I'm going to have.
All the experiences I'm going to have.
The places I'm going to travel to.
Places I'm going to travel to.
My ideal home.
My ideal home.
And how I spend my day.
And how I spend my day.
I'm going to start to live that life in my imagination right now.
I'm going to start to live my life in my imagination right now.
The life of a lottery winner.
The life of a lottery winner.
And I'm going to start planning today.
And I'm start planning today.
And I'm excited to start planning today.
And I'm excited to start planning today.
And maybe these things can start to come even before I win the lottery.
And maybe these things can come to me even before I win the lottery.
But I'm allowing the lottery to be one of those channels of abundance.
But I'm allowing lottery to be one of the channels of abundance.
But not the only channel.
But not the only channel.
Because the goal is the vision.
Because the goal is the vision.
The goal is the coffee shop.
The goal is the coffee shop.
The goal is living in Portugal.
The goal is living in Portugal.
The goal is actually living in multiple places.
The goal is actually living in multiple places.
Unless the coffee shop's in Portugal.
Unless the coffee shop in Portugal.
So I'm going to add detail to the vision.
I'm going to add detail to the vision.
And I'm excited to do this.
And I'm excited to do this.
I'm ready to do this.
I'm ready to do this.
I'm ready to start living the future now.
I'm ready to start living the future now.
Living the future in advance in my imagination.
Living the future in advance in my imagination.
I am ready for this.
I'm ready for this.
I'm excited for this.
I'm excited for this.
I'm ready to make this happen.
I'm ready to make this happen.
I'm allowing this vision to become a reality.
I'm allowing this vision to become a reality.
And I'm allowing the lottery to be a part of it.
And I'm allowing lottery to be part of it.
I'm ready for this.
I'm ready for this.
I'm excited for this.
I'm excited for this.
Ready to start dreaming big today.
Ready to start dreaming big today.
I'm excited for this.
I'm excited for this.
In body, mind, and spirit.
In body, mind, and spirit.
Okay, take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Okay, how are you feeling, Inga?
Excited. I got the idea why one coffee shop I can have a franchise.
I love it. It's a Starbucks lookout.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you love your coffee, don't you?
Oh, I love my coffee. Yes, I'm very peculiar about coffee.
So it would be it really would be the best coffee shop
Yeah.
where you can
Yeah,
come buy
and now
crystals and
I
coffee.
crystals and coffee, yes. CC.
Here we go.
Very
Like
similar.
very similar to the
What was
Chanel logo, I see.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, I love it. So, those of you watching, I'd love to know, did you enjoy this round of tapping? It was a really fun. I really enjoyed it. And it's lovely to have these conversations as well.
I'm going to buy a lottery ticket just out of,
Absolutely.
being in
Definitely.
the energy. And I saw somebody asked the question, how can you pick an amount when it changes weekly? I know, like personally, I buy a lottery ticket when I feel this urge in terms of buying it. I'm testing my intuition, and sometimes I can, like 99%, I know that I will win, like not a jackpot, but I buy when I have this feeling, yes, today I need to buy. I don't buy every week.
Okay, all right then. So yes, go and buy a ticket. In fact, I might go and buy one as well. And I think everyone who tapped along with us today should buy one. And if you win, can you please tag me on an Instagram post?
So yeah, that would be great.
Okay. So Inga, thank you for being a wonderful guest in the hot seat for really kind of different round of tapping. And yeah, and as I said earlier, this is one of the members' perks in the Tapping Into Your Big Vision members community, where you can come and join me on the hot seat and you can choose a topic to tap upon. And yeah, thank you so much, Inga. And thank you everyone else who watched today. And I will see you next week on Tapping with Mel. Have a great day.
Thank
Bye,
you,
everyone.
Melanie. It's so much more than just tapping. So thank you. You created a
Oh,
miracle today.
my pleasure. Thank you, Inga. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.